Now here are two maps, one of Charlottesville and one of Albemarle County. And these are rough maps, but I hope they put into context some of the controversy about the Meadowcreek Parkway. Road decisions are almost always driven by congestion. Absent some safety thing like a bridge collapse or something like that, it's almost always congestion. When we're sitting in traffic and the motor's running, that's when it comes home to us. That's what brings it home. We're on the road for a reason. Either work or school, picking up kids, going to church, meetings, whatever it is. We're there for a reason and we want to get there. So it's the congestion that we're worried about. Congestion wastes time, money, and of course is a safety concern. And congestion lessens or shortens the usable life of our roads. Now, over the years, you've undoubtedly read news stories or heard them or seen them about the complaints that communities to the north of Albemarle County, such as Culpeper, that's the north, and to the south, Lynchburg, and not so much Richmond and Stanton because they have 64, which passes to the south of us. And that's an excellent interstate highway. But these communities north and south of us complain that Charlottesville is a choke point for commerce and for people traveling. Now, we have the 250 bypass, which at one time would act like a beltway almost, but the growth pattern has leapfrogged 250, and now the choke point is right up here around the Kmart, Kroger, Best Buy, the hydraulic turnoff from the bypass, and the lower Pantops region, the CVS, Rose's, Food Lion, this lower Pantops Free Bridge area. That's where the major choke points are. Now, the county had a responsibility, and it was in their plan to take certain steps. One was what they call the Western Bypass, and that was to route traffic coming down around the city to 64. And another one was the Eastern Connector, and you could call that the Eastern Bypass. And that was also to route traffic around Charlottesville. Now, the county has reneged on these two, and they probably will never be built, at least as it stands now. But what they want to do is they want to slam a parkway right down into the heart of Charlottesville proper. And that will do nothing, certainly not for the regional considerations, and it won't do anything for the local considerations. And now we'll flip over to the Charlottesville map. And this in some respects is an even rougher map, but it's of Charlottesville. And to give you a perspective, that's north. This is the Woolen Mills area. That's Greenbrier. That's where UVA kind of cuts into the city. That's the 250 bypass, Free Bridge, McIntyre Road, and 29 coming down there. Now, this is misdrawn just a bit because the dotted line is the Meadowcreek Parkway, and that's going to be a continuation of McIntyre Road. And that is actually going to take about 20 acres on the eastern side of McIntyre Park. So the citizens of Charlottesville know where the choke points are. Depending on how you leave the city or come into the city to work or whatever you're doing, the choke points are the hydraulic turnoff to Kmart from the bypass and the 29, the Kroger, Best Buy, this area right in here during rush hour, and the Free Bridge area at Lower Pantops where you have two consecutive lights fairly close together. This is where the vast majority of the congestion takes place. So where do they want to put millions of dollars? They want to continue McIntyre Road. Of the 3 choke points, this is by far the least congested. So we have been fighting this. This has been an open wound on our community for almost 40 years. And this year it will be decided one way or the other. And the choice the citizens of Charlottesville have is whether they want to lose a big part of McIntyre Park for a solution that doesn't begin to solve what is really the congestion of our traffic. So you have an opportunity to make your voice heard. And you can weigh the two, whether you want that Meadowcreek Parkway or whether you want that McIntyre Park. And the decision will be up to the citizens of Charlottesville. So we urge you to think about it and join the fight.